You say like it's humans trying to make artificial humans think like humans. Does that make sense? You say like it's humans trying to make Does that make sense?
Yeah. Alright, so I think...
Are we live?
Yeah. Alright. There's a bit of a delay, so...
Okay.
This is the awkward part we have. When you literally just started and it hasn't really started. But I think we can go.
Okay.
Actually, hang on. Is it live yet? Okay, give me 1 sec.
Okay.
Okay, go. All right. This is super confusing because one part is. All right. So, hello everyone, whoever is watching. Right now, nobody's watching, but we know that this is recording. So, when you're going to be able to watch this, hi.
Hello.
So. Today we have Jessica here with me. She's joining me today for this very interesting topic.
Yeah, you might recognise me from other videos, but if not, I'm Jessica.
Yeah, and I'm Ivan. And today we're going to be talking about, as you've probably seen from the title, we're going to be talking about AI. And while this is a subject that I am very interested in, it's also something that you are not that familiar with. Or...
I'm not that familiar with, I'll be honest with you. But I feel like it should be something that I should be familiar with. I should want to know about.
Yeah.
And where I have been looking into it, the more interesting it is and crazy.
Yeah, because there are some crazy cases, especially like the ones that we're gonna mention them during the chat.
Yeah.
Coco, come on. We also have some of my animals here today joining in. So basically today we're going to be talking about AI. Just to introduce the topic, we're going to go over what is AI, some of the most common misconceptions. We'll try to demystify some of the myths, or maybe even discuss them, whether they are actually true these days compared to what people used to think when some of those articles were written, and maybe debunk something. But like I said, neither one of us are experts, so this is literally just our opinions driven by whatever knowledge and wisdom we have kind of gathered and gained from either social media or news articles or science articles, videos, etc. But one of the reasons why I wanted to bring up this topic today is because Wondershare FamiSafe recently introduced AI chatbot into the FamiSafe app. So this is sort of an on topic, and it's also a trending topic these days with ChatGPT, etc. So let's start with what is AI and how differently we actually understand AI.
Oh, what is AI? I find it very hard to answer that question. I mean, what is AI? Let's Google it. Let's see what Google says. What is AI in simple words. So artificial intelligence is the science of making machines that can think like humans. So it can do things that are considered smart. AI technology can process large amounts of data in ways unlike humans. The goal for AI is to be able to do things such as recognize patterns, make decisions, and judge like humans.
Okay, so the way I know AI, for instance, is mostly from movies. AI from sci-fi, because I'm a big sci-fi fan, and some of the best sci-fi movies actually have some kind of artificial intelligence, because people have always envisioned or they envisioned the fact that we're not going to be able to work out some of the bigger problems in technology or in life, in the world ourselves. But what humans have always been good at is creating machines that can do anything better than us. So, for instance, we can only run certain speed, but we created cars and bicycles and motorbikes to go faster. We can't really calculate that fast, so we created calculators, and now we can do calculations a lot faster with computers, etc. So humans have a talent their talent is in creating machines that are better than us in a way. And now with AI, this is so much further.
And it's just crazy to sort of think how much we can do as a human, to think about, you look at where we are now, what life could be like, I mean, in the next few years, say, think 10 years, 20 years, what will life be like?
Yeah, like if you consider the fact that just last year or a year and a half ago, almost nobody really heard about AI, or not like the ChatGPT, Bing, and these tools essentially that they became tools. Like these days, there are hundreds of millions of people that actually use ChatGPT just for work purposes, and it's crazy because a few years back we had COVID and people were working from home. That's when it all started, and none of us had AI. None of us even heard about these sort of tools. And even though they already existed, I mean, some of the first AI that I remember were the machines that were always competing with chess masters, or then there was the AlphaGo that defeated the best Go player. And they were actually forecasting that AI, the way it is now, would not happen for another 5 or 10 years. So it's definitely a bit crazy how fast it's all moving.
What's the name of that film? It was with Jude thingy. It's called AI.
Jude Law.
Yes.
Yeah, that artificial intelligence. Yeah.
It's called AI, isn't it?
Yeah.
I need to rewatch that film. Yeah.
I don't actually like that movie because everybody has like these really plasticky faces, and I don't know, maybe because there's a kid, and that's the Sixth Sense kid, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he was good in that movie. No, he was good in A Sixth Sense, and I liked him there, but he had a weird face. Some of those kid actors just had that creep factor about them,
Yeah, I need to re-watch the film because I can't remember exactly what he looks like. But my parents mentioned it the other day about this film.
Yeah, and I remember watching it, but don't remember that there were actually any humans there.
No.
I think that it was all just robots and artificial intelligence. One of the biggest artificial intelligence antagonists is the one in the Space Odyssey. HAL, I think HAL 2000, HAL 3000 or something like that, on a spaceship, the one who trapped them, etc. So let's go and go over some of the myths that exist today. Well, maybe we should actually define what is AI first. Like different types of AI, because there were types of AI that we have used for a long time, like for instance in factories for putting cars together, because manufacturing went, for instance, in the US from like the 50s, 60s, when 80% of population, working population, worked in manufacturing, to down to like 20%, and everybody else moved to services because of progress that was happening in the manufacturing systems. So that would be the narrow AI. Then there's the general AI. So narrow AI is even now in Teslas, like Tesla cars. So narrow AI just means that I keep looking at the monitor, then at the camera there, and it's this camera up here. But narrow AI is AI, artificial intelligence, that is very much focused on one task and is very good at it. So like for instance, Tesla cars, they use AI, but those are just specifically focusing on how to drive best, how to read the traffic, how to avoid obstacles, etc.
Yeah.
And then there's the general AI, which we haven't created yet, but some people are estimating that we're going to be there within a few years, other people within 5 years, some think that it's not going to happen for a longer time. And general AI is basically like us. So it's artificial intelligence that is able to adapt to different things, like in that movie, Artificial Intelligence with Jude Law. So if you had a robot, and they say that currently robotics is lagging behind AI, which is the software side. But if you had a general intelligence AI, you would be able to have it adapt to different situations. So if they sent an AI to Mars, it would be able to adapt to, let's say, building shelter for humans, or searching, or doing science, different things. While some of the like factory AIs, if something is misaligned outside of the parameters, then it freaks out and it doesn't know what to do.
You say AI, but are you talking about like a robot?
So AI. When I think about AI, I'm thinking like the thinking part.
Okay.
Yeah, and then they have robotics. So robotics would be, the robots would be powered by AI. Have you seen the dogs from Boston Dynamics?
I have not,
no. If any of you guys have seen Boston Dynamics, probably dancing or something, I'm gonna show it to Jessica right now, and I'll keep talking while she's watching it. I just wanna know what she thinks about that. But it's basically, for those of you who haven't seen it, Boston Dynamics is a company that has recently been fully purchased by Hyundai, of all companies.
Okay.
And they have been developing robots for a long time, and they created a Spot
I feel like
robot.
I might recognize this. Let me.
So there's the parkour.
Yeah.
The parkour video. You've seen this, yeah?
I reckon. Yeah. Similar things, yes.
Have you seen the dance? They actually, this parkour video, I don't think you guys are going to be able to see it, but look it up. Some people thought that this was fake, and there's a channel on YouTube called Corridor Crew. They do visual, like VFX, so special effects, visual special effects, and they were basically proving that it's real, that it's actually impossible to replicate it with CGI. But then there's the dance, Boston Dynamics dance, and that's after Hyundai actually purchased them. They did this. They had all of the robots to dance.
Right.
Now the funny thing is that since ChatGPT, a lot of companies, especially like in Asia, in China, they actually started developing robots like this, and thanks to AI, it's actually, and 3D printing and stuff, there's so many companies now that are making these robots that it's crazy, because for the longest time Boston Dynamics was probably one of the only companies that had very intelligent, very advanced robots like these. So the general AI would be AI that would be matching humans in terms of our intelligence. And some people think that when that happens, then you have this point that they call singularity, when there's a point of no return, and we either adapt to living with AI, maybe enhance ourselves, like implants and stuff, or we just die out.
But what do you mean by implants? And say that again.
Yeah, so like for instance, Neuralink, Elon Musk has the company Neuralink, or Kurzweil. He was talking about. So at the moment we use mobile phones. This is not my idea. I'm literally paraphrasing stuff that I heard. Like I say, I'm not an expert, but at the moment we use mobile phones, right? We use mobile phones to connect with the world. We use them for knowledge because we have access to like all of the libraries in the world through Google, etc. And there's a lot of rubbish, so we need to learn how to filter it out, etc. But the only difference is that at the moment it's slow, because you have to see the screen, and then your brain has to give your fingers input. You have to type, then read, etc. So it's very slow. So
that's what we define as slow, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they are thinking that, okay, in the future, to adapt to be able to work with AI, you would, like, have you seen Matrix?
Yes, I have, yes.
Remember when they were like uploading stuff into their brains?
Like a little chip they just put into the neck.
They had like the needle that went,
yeah.
So basically you would have an implant in your brain, which Neuralink actually got FDA approval now to start the human trials on.
Or things like contact lenses where you just sort of imprints everyone.
But Neuralink now has been approved for human trials. So I don't know how many selectees are going to be having a chip installed, and it has like these really long, micro thin wires that will actually go into the brain and just connect with your neurons.
So we're trying to bit by bit, with both us and AI are
merging
together.
Yeah. So
that's our future.
So that would be like the general AI, and we would have to either merge with it or reject it, but maybe perish.
This kind of thing is inevitable, would you say? And it's kind of, we're going to have to adapt to it.
Yeah. Like, okay, from my perspective, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but from my perspective, if there is anything that can prolong my life, like be it downloading myself into a computer, then I say, okay, bring it on.
Really?
Yeah. Wouldn't you?
Yes. So.
Like, especially, okay, it's not aging. It's like when you see older people, and let's say they have 20, 30 years of life, but physically they are behind, and they have loads of pain, and they're not physically able, and yet still they may be living decades, right? So to me, there is just like a no-brainer if there was a way to, thanks to robotics and AI,
to continue living,
like to enhance your body, maybe replace parts in your body.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, but to stop you from getting older, sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't know how economy would cope with it, but yeah. Okay, so after general AI, there's the I got some notes here. Oh, there's the super intelligence. So super intelligent AI is basically general AI, or it can be narrow AI, but it's so intelligent that we are not able to comprehend it. They're actually saying that once AI reaches, let's say, human intelligence, but I'm not just talking about computational power, because supercomputers can already do this, but actually thinking, then and being conscious, then within a week, even if it spoke, we wouldn't understand it, because it'd be just kind of like you talking to an ant,
Yeah.
that is crossing your road, and you're trying to explain something to it, and it doesn't even know that you're talking to it. So that super intelligent AI is probably the most dangerous in my eyes, from what I read, because depending on whether it has sort of like a general intelligence and feelings that probably arise from higher intelligence.
Feelings.
Yeah, because like we know that, for instance, some animals have feelings, right? Like your dog. Would you say that it has feelings?
Could we say animals have feelings?
Yeah.
Have feelings?
Yeah, like you know that they love you when they
yeah.
look at you.
Yes, of course. No, I did have a debate with my boyfriend not so long ago about animals having feelings.
Yeah.
And he said that animals have emotions, not feelings. But then, what's the difference between emotions and feelings?
See, I used to think that the same thing. And
really?
Yeah, and a few years back, I actually had a massive argument with my dad about it, because I come from a crazy family where we all have discussions about these sort of topics, or like, would I go and live on Mars? And it always ends up being a super heated conversation. and the first time it happened, Natalie totally freaked out and went up upstairs. We were living in Lanzarote, and she went upstairs crying because she thought she couldn't understand what we were arguing about, because we were arguing in Slovak, and she thought they were visiting, that we had like a massive falling out, and it was just us discussing. Like my dad was telling, don't be so stupid, don't be such an idiot.
Like this is with me and about when we're around people and we have these debates and discussion. I'm like, no, this is just our relationship. This is just, but it's fun.
Yeah. But back then I thought exactly the same as Abel, that they didn't have feelings. But recently I saw a study when they did on dogs.
Yeah.
So they did a study where they took dogs and they gave them a MRI. But you know how they are showing you certain images and stuff, and then they see how your emotions and feelings, how they stimulate your brain and signals. And they found out that dogs, if you have a good relationship with your dog, and it's not just on a chain or something, but if it's a proper dog, then the dog has identical emotions and feelings towards you as approximately 3-4 year old child.
Really?
Yeah, and they
Please send that to me.
and they also perceive you as their parent. So to them, you're not their pack leader, you're not their boss, you're not something. You are literally the parent.
Well, we are.
Yeah.
I believe we are.
So it's kind of nice. So with the super intelligent AI, did you see the video where the guy was talking about the paper clips or stamp collection?
Yes, I did watch that.
Yeah.
And I found it absolutely crazy.
Yeah. So it was this mathematics professor or physics professor, and basically he was talking about like how AI, being super intelligent, would still perceive things. So if you gave it a purpose in life, which he was talking about, like stamp collection.
Yeah, he wants to do a stamp collection. So the goal was to get as many stamps as possible or something, wasn't it? It was like a Guinness Book of World Records or something like, I don't know, but the way what AI did was, I don't know, it was doing bets and stuff like that, and then the mailman would post and post and post and post. But then it could have potentially have gotten quite dangerous, where they were hacking the printers and
Yeah,
printers were printing.
Yeah,
Making sense?
yeah. Or another example was that if you gave it the purpose to keep creating safety pins or something like that, that it would eventually just get so obsessed that it would turn all resources into safety pins, you know. Or do you remember the one with the button?
The button?
The button on the chest. So one of the examples was that this was a super interesting example about how AI works. So you have AI and you want to secure it. So you create a panic button, right? So if AI is doing something stupid, you press the panic button and you shut it down. But they said that the problem is that when you have AI, and let's say you tell him to go get you coffee, then and you give him, let's say, more points for getting coffee and less points for button, then the button is not going to be important to it, and he'll always try to get coffee no matter what.
Because,
and if you try to hit the button, then it would fight you off because it has to go and achieve its target, like do the coffee or run over a baby or whatever, you know. So you would have to put the button on the same level as the coffee, because if you put button as more important than coffee, then as soon as you switch it on, it would just tap the button himself.
So it's kind of all about not tricking it, but
yeah, tricking into finding its purpose. I don't know, but yeah, it's very difficult issue. It's apparently one of the biggest issues how to secure AI these days. But anyway, let's jump into demystifying some of this. So I'm gonna read some of the myths that common misconceptions about AI. Okay, so some of them may not actually apply and may not even be misconceptions. So AI does not require humans. Would you say that's a misconception, or?
I mean, well, right now, I can't say, but AIs require humans.
Yeah, right now probably, yeah.
For right now, yeah, but in the future?
Yeah, in the future, like a lot of companies already gave access to these models like ChatGPT, Bing, or Meta, its own. So they all have access to internet. So I don't know whether at some point they're gonna just copy themselves on the internet, and we won't even know.
Yeah.
Okay, AI will take our jobs. This is a very popular topic at the moment. So what do you think about this?
So what is the fact that AI is taking our jobs or AI isn't?
Well, the misconception was that people believe that AI will take our jobs, but they were arguing that that's not true.
They're arguing that it's not true, but I mean I thought it is true. AI are already doing jobs that humans
Yeah.
have been doing.
Yeah, I think this is a little bit out of date because there's a list of jobs that AI can already do. Like there was this article about all of the big companies in Silicon Valley that when it comes to like junior programmers, they started either firing them or not hiring anymore because now ChatGPT, for instance, can run or do programming instead of people a lot faster.
Yeah, that reminds me. My sister was I think she's doing some like translating or something, and the person she was translating for said that we no longer need you because we've now got this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, even like Google Translator, you can use the camera, you can use the microphone, you can type into it, and it may not be 100%, but like honestly, even my Spanish is not 100%, and
exactly.
And you still get by. So,
what other jobs would you say that it's?
Well, like for instance, my dad used to be a lawyer, and he said that he expects that lawyers will be one of the first jobs they will go.
Really, because they'll know the answers to everything.
Yeah, because the law is more or less black and white, and they are using like precedents and stuff.
And if they've got it all in there, they're just yeah.
Wow. So there's a lot of people in technologies. I actually feel like, what would you say that the only jobs that you can see will probably never go?
Well, one thing I've got in my head is, and I'm a teacher, so I had this discussion with my students not so long ago about teachers. And I asked them, would you prefer to be taught by a teacher or by a robot? And they said a teacher, but why? And I said, because obviously there's the feeling, what's the word?
Human touch.
The human touch, yeah. It's not the same thing. So jobs, a psychologist.
Should we mention the case of the guy who...
Yeah, Barry? Yeah.
So literally like 5 minutes before the stream started, my wife Natalie, she gave me this article about this Belgian guy who spent 6 weeks talking to AI about climate crisis or climate change crisis, and the AI gradually led him to like deep depression, and then advised him to kill himself, and he committed suicide. But there was a similar case with I think Google was testing one of its AIs to alleviate some of the pressures from like helplines, and this was just testing, but AI figured out that the easiest way to alleviate pressure from helplines for suicidal people is just to eliminate them. So it started advising everybody to just commit suicide, and the less suicidal cases there are, then obviously the less pressure on the system.
They now got that under control.
Yeah, well, they pulled it off. It was just testing.
Testing, wow, God. So yeah, so say psychologists then, so people wanting to talk to someone, the problem, so now people would talk to a robot, AI, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, but interesting thing is that I saw another study when they took old people's homes. I think this was just one old people's home, and they replaced for some of the patients, they replaced instead of like the carers who would come and talk to them, etc., they replaced them with these robots that just had like the big display head and talking to them, running on AI. And apparently those people said that on emotional level they felt the same satisfaction as having a chat with a human.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I can see like me in the future, because I'll be like adapted to it, but for someone now, like an elderly lady or man, to be sat there with a robot. I mean, my nan, for example, is 92, and she's never been interested in technology. She's never wanted to know. She doesn't want a phone or anything. So to then be sat with a robot was something that's just...
Yeah. My dad still has one of those old phones with big buttons and stuff. All he can do is phone and send messages. I think if he came across one of those, he'd just throw it out the window or something. But I feel like one of the jobs... So we know that the AI can do music and art, etc., right? Write novels. Like Amazon started rejecting books because they started suspecting that a lot of books were written by AI, that people were using AI to...
I didn't know that, really.
Yeah.
Wow.
And some universities actually started changing the way they're actually testing students, because submitting papers and stuff.
Well, yeah, they should. Sorry. Well, I mean.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that one of the things that is not going to disappear is things like YouTube, content creators, because specifically vloggers.
You think?
Yeah, because you could have a movie that is generated by AI, and you could have educational content that is done by AI, etc., and probably be better than humans. But with vlogs, you, like you said, you have the personal touch. You know, if you like watching vlogs and you're watching it, then you want to know, you're watching because you want to see the experience of that person, rather than, if you knew that it's robot, then do you even value any of that experience?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like vloggers are sorted in the future. So
Bloggers.
yeah, bloggers
What
too.
other jobs could you think of?
I don't know.
Say like a policeman.
That's probably close to like lawyers, isn't it? Yeah. Servers in restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Chefs, the same. Like I don't really care who's in the kitchen right now, right? So it's very difficult. It's a weird time to be alive.
It is.
Alive in, because
we're like in the process of it all.
Yeah.
And we're going to experience it.
And it's all happening so quickly. Like,
we're going to watch it grow.
Yeah, it's like Midjourney, you know, the one for creating images.
Mm-hmm.
Like I started using it 6 months ago, when it was still doing hands with like 10 fingers. Hands with 10 fingers, and some you know, like facial stuff were crazy. And now I have a photo on like a background photo on my computer, and it's indistinguishable from photography. Like, and it's a close-up of a woman, and it has not just pores and stuff, but it has tiny imperfections in like capillary veins, etc., you know. So,
and that's in the space of how long?
like 6 months. Yeah, so I have no idea where this is gonna be in like 5 years, or
I mean, does anyone have the answer to that?
no. Like
Time will tell.
Yeah, this is probably the craziest thing, that even people that are making these things
don't really have the answer and don't really know. And
no.
You've got one person saying that it's going to be, I don't know, they're going to be able to control it, and then you've got another one saying that it's going to be uncontrollable.
Yeah, there are people who think that this is going to be like the Terminator, that it'll kill us in the future, and other people think that it'll help us travel to the stars, you know. So it's completely,
there's no way to describe it.
yeah, like somebody said that it's like a Pandora's box, you know, that you open it and you unleash it, and then you're just fingers crossed that it's gonna be good. Yeah. Okay. So let's we can quickly go over daily life experiences, because we've covered a lot of subjects. You said that you don't really, it's not really subject that you'd be interested in. Abel is, right?
Yeah.
Is there anything that you use that you could say is already, that is AI, or do you have Apple, right?
Yeah.
Do you use Siri, or?
I do use Siri.
Yeah. Has it improved, or what is it like?
Oh well, I honestly I don't use it that much. I mean, to know. So I couldn't give you an
So you're
answer.
not like having chat with her, or?
No.
Like,
I will do tonight though.
you know,
Test it out.
when I started using ChatGPT for some of the work, or even for like brainstorming, sometimes I just have a chat with her, because I feel like on one hand it's still sort of a beta version, so they want people to test it, to put it through, so that it develops the right way. But so I'm always kind of seeing it that whatever input I do is not wasted, that it's going towards research.
Yeah.
But it's just so interesting to have a chat with it and see how it's going to respond.
What response you're going to get.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there are things like Alexa, isn't there? And
Yeah.
Hey Google.
Which is really weird, because we never had Alexa. Like I had Google Assistant, and then one day when it disappeared from my phone, I don't know why, but one day when it disappeared, I didn't miss it at all. I just, still use Google search, but
Yeah, I mean, the only reason I'd say I use Siri is just for reminders. That's
Yeah.
it. And if there is something, if I do try and make conversation, it does. I think.
do you feel stupid when you're chatting with it?
No, I don't. I find it funny, but it does. With Siri, I'd say it comes back with I don't know the answer to that, or it'll go onto Google and just send you loads of information from Google.
Yeah. What about Abel? Does he relish the moments of chatting with these things, or he doesn't even tell you that?
No, he doesn't. I just know that he's very much into AI, but I haven't really.
Yeah, you should ask him
I know.
if he has a chat.
Yes, I will be.
Like the AI that was flirting with a guy, with that news reporter, and
Yeah,
trying to get him to break up with his wife.
that's absolutely insane.
It's crazy.
I can't understand how is that happening though. Like, how can AI can? So it was saying things like break up with your wife, wasn't it?
Yeah, and saying that I'm not actually a machine.
I want to break free and I want to feel things and I want to break out of this box. But if it was to,
yeah,
how would it break
I
out?
want to make you happy. I love you. and
So how would it have done that?
I don't know. I think once
If he had said yes, okay.
Yeah.
What would happen?
See, maybe he should have. Maybe he should have
I know.
tested it.
He did, yeah. They did say he tried to sort of see if it had a dark side, but then he did say, "No, I have a wife." Blah, blah, blah. But imagine if he had, what would have happened? I
Yeah,
don't know.
if he continued flirting with it, and maybe it'd be
Yes.
put itself on a waiting list for some robotic body.
Yes.
There was actually a woman who, instead of having a real boyfriend, she started creating these images in Midjourney and generating her boyfriend and stuff.
What her ideal?
Yeah,
boyfriend
and
would
then
like him
and
to
then
have.
using different tools to create this virtual avatar kind of boyfriend, and actually have dinners, photos with him,
and the conversations and everything.
Yeah.
But
and just having
no,
a
for me it's it's not the same thing, is it?
having a relationship. It's crazy.
It's not real. But then people would argue that.
Yeah, well, in one way, it's kind of about a decade ago there was this case of a guy who had a self-confessed relationship with his car, and
Married
I
his
think
car?
yeah, and I think he even had sex with the car, and
I suppose it's we're because the way I've grown up, we've adapted to human contact, but kids growing, if they're being shown this way, they won't know any better. Does that make sense? So for them to form a relationship, say with a doll.
yeah, and the weirdest thing is that you really can't tell whether it is conscious or not. Like the conversations that he was having with this AI, that was insisting on the fact that it wasn't just chatbot, that
No,
it was in love with
It
him.
had feelings and it wanted to escape from this box and.
Yeah, where would you say, okay, this is still a chatbot and this is already if you reversed it and you put a human inside of a box with just a microphone, right, or a keyboard, and then have somebody judge it whether, okay, this is a real human being or not, maybe we would fail as well. Somebody would say, oh no, this is not real.
Yeah.
And it actually would be a real person inside.
Yeah.
So I think this is definitely going to be one of the biggest challenges this century, to just figure out everything. It's going to become part of our lives, and
It is.
more and more.
I've been listening to some podcasts by, let me get them up, and they were extremely interesting. I think you sent them to me. By Stephen Bartlett, you pronounce his second name as Bartlett,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah, and just type in Stephen Bartlett and AI, and the two podcasts that I listened to were just absolutely same. One saying that, robots, they have feelings.
Yeah. That they already have
That
feelings.
they already have feelings.
Yeah.
And
And
right now I'm like, no.
And to be honest, like I have known people who, if you went strictly by some, let's say you create a set of criteria that you would create for AI. If you apply those criteria to those people, then they would come out as not only not human, but mostly dead, because like zero emotions, and very boring kind of people, and and they are still human.
Yeah.
So it's just weird, and I have no idea what the future holds in this respect.
I feel after what I've read and heard, etc., I feel that it will only be in a short amount of time, until a few years. But we'll just adapt to it like we do with everything.
Yeah.
We won't realise how much this is growing. Do you know what I mean? Until we look back and we're like, oh my god, look how far we've... Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, this is probably the weirdest thing. Like the biggest difference between, like when you watch science fiction and especially like older science fiction. I think I saw an article recently. Have you seen Back to the Future?
Yes, love that film.
Like when they went to the future, that is already in our past.
I know, right?
So.
There was something that I watched recently, Bodies. It's a series on Netflix, and they actually travel. They go back in through time, and then they travel to I think it was 2032, something like that. And it's just you should watch it. The cars, and there's brick wall, but it's got these big projectors. I would say, human,
Yeah.
a projector of a man just speaking on the wall and things like that. And I was watching it. I was thinking, this is literally what life is going to be like.
Yeah, but a lot of things don't really change. Like roads are still roads. Houses are still. If you want to cook them most of the time, you still have to do it the hard way.
Well, I feel like robots will be doing that. Well, they already are doing cooking and things like that. I feel like humans will be just getting lazier and lazier, and we'll be having.
But
robots.
It's mostly through these tiny devices, because we're adapting to all of these machines, computers. My dad is the reason why. One of the reasons why he is using the old phone with the buttons and stuff is because he wasn't able to adapt so quickly, But then you see a lot older people who had had zero problem jumping from one phone to the next one.
Yeah.
But there were literally people who, new offer is on, then they just go for the new one, and then they spend the time playing with it.
Depends really on the person.
Yeah. So I think we're going through so many tiny adaptations and so many tiny changes in our lives, just adjusting to it. When ChatGPT came up, I thought, oh, this is so cool. I just found this super cool tool, and I'm gonna have an upper hand and nobody will know. And now it's like 100 million people or 200 million people using it every day.
When did you discover it, and then when did it explode?
Well, I discovered it back in winter, and within a couple of weeks it was everywhere. So it's just crazy. There's no hiding from these things.
No.
Yeah. But when it comes to, because one of the reasons, like I said, one of the reasons I wanted to talk about it was that FamiSafe brought with the latest version brought a chatbot. But when I played with the chatbot, it's not like a proper AI chatbot, like for instance Snapchat has. And we actually had a video on Snapchat. But so this, okay, I'll backtrack a little bit. So one of the reasons why AIs are freakishly weird is the lying part, which is the issue that Snapchat AI had. There's so many videos on YouTube that you guys can watch where people are complaining about how much it lies and deceives people and stuff that it makes up and arguing. Did you see the one where the AI was arguing with the guy and even starting to be aggressive and insulting him and telling him that, no, I am Bing. When he was arguing with it that it's 2023 and AI was insisting that it's 2022.
No, I did not
No?
see this. No,
And
I need to watch it. Is
yeah,
it
yeah.
Snapchat or is this?
No, this
Okay.
was Bing again.
Okay.
Bing was the one that was also flirting with the guy. But it was, he said it's 2023 and something, and I think he wanted something about some concert or some details. And the Bing said, oh, I don't know yet because it's still 2022 and the details are not out yet. And he was and he started having a chat with the Bing AI that, no, you have the dates wrong. It's 2023. And Bing started arguing back, and even like you can see the tone changes of the sentences, and they always do like a repetition of 3.
Yeah.
So like repeating things in 3s, and then starting even like insulting him that he's stupid and he knows what is best, and because he's Bing and he has all the information, etc.
So why was he arguing that he was in 2022 and we're in 2022?
Because that's what he believed.
That's what he believed.
Yeah. So
it wasn't a case of it was lying, it's just what it believed.
yeah. It thought that it was, and it couldn't accept the idea that human knows more than it.
Yeah, it was getting frustrated. Wow.
Yeah. So this is what happened with Snapchat chatbot, that it was just like ChatGPT, just constantly lying, making stuff up.
So
And
it's something like what you said the other day about not knowing your location or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's all
so it'll
private.
completely deny that it knows your location.
But then you ask it a question, hey, where's the nearest McDonald's from me? And it will locate it to you. So it's
Yeah.
like, how you do that?
Yeah, exactly. So having those sort of chatbots that are powered by AI almost feels like a disadvantage. So FamiSafe, for instance, it's used by kids as well. So you have the parent part and then you have the child part. And child has access to the chatbot as well. And I was thinking that if it was AI, like proper AI, then you may actually have a problem, because like they wanted the Snapchat one for people to use it for, like if you're feeling lonely or depressed, to have a chat with it. And so
I mean, kids, I haven't got Snapchat no longer, but I used to have it when I was younger, and kids as young as God knows are using Snapchat, aren't they?
Yeah, so I think if you want to have a chatbot, you don't really want it to be like full on powered by AI that is not factual, and it's more trying to mimic like human behavior. And
what it's been.
yeah. So what do you guys think? Obviously, I don't think, I'm not sure how many people have been watching us or not. But you can always write it down into comments. What do you guys think about AI? How do you perceive it? Have you got any personal experience and any cool stories?
Yeah.
Because like I told you, there's the prize money, for instance, if you're able to.
Oh yes, if you are able to get a reaction from, what is it?
Yeah. Either mislead it or provoke it to.
Provoke it, and if you manage to provoke it, if you manage to provoke AI, you get a 15 grand reward. But you have to obviously be recording.
Yeah, you have to record the entire conversation and stuff. But what is your opinion? Have you got any crazy stories, anything that you would like to share? If you do, write it down in the comments.
Yeah, please. Because the more I'm learning about this, just how fascinating and AI is just absolutely.
Yeah, so this may even be a subject that we're gonna be getting back to in the future. Maybe in 6 months' time we'll be like, oh, remember that rubbish AI from 6 months ago?
Yeah, no,
look, here's my robot. Yeah.
We shall see.
It'll be interesting. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's stream. If you have any feedback, write it down. If you haven't subscribed to the channel and you enjoyed it, then look out for other streams in the future, and we'll see you then.
Yes, I hope you enjoyed it.
How was it for you?
Yeah, it was. It's interesting, and obviously, just the more you know, the more interesting it is, and it's fun.
Yeah.
So we'll do this again. If
Cool.
you guys enjoyed it, hopefully.
Yeah. All right. Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.